Hello, my name is Hakon and welcome back to another little video on my channel where today I'm doing something different again. Of course you've seen the title of this video, you know sort of what it's got to be about. I'm doing an unboxing video today. And I must admit, every time I do this kind of thing, I do actually mention it if it's a talking video, that I thought unboxing videos used to be a little bit daft. When I started watching YouTube and I saw one for the first time, I thought, why would people do that? But I get it now. The thing is, YouTube is all about sharing. You want to share the moment and your excitement of opening something new, something you haven't seen before, something you've been looking forward to sometimes as well. And that's what it's about. And people like watching that sort of thing, I think. Anyway, a little bit of a backstory. Now, you know it's going to have to do something to do with Wintergatan, which is the Swedish word for the Milky Way, and it's also a band who's the main guy of the band. His name is Martin, and he made a few years ago, and by a few years I mean I think it's about 4 years now, he made a video known as the Marble Machine. Now the Marble Machine is a musical machine, a machine that creates music like a music box but times 1,000. What it does is it uses marbles, or rather ball bearings, that are carried up on top of the machine, and then they fall down onto a vibraphone, onto drums, or rather improvised drums that just because of the way they're mic'd and processed sound like drums, and also on a bass guitar. And by also switching on and off the different channels, so you can switch off the drums individually and the bass guitar or the vibraphone, you can create an arrangement as well. And also the bass guitar is played manually, or the marbles or the ball bearings drop on it, but the frets have to be fingered manually, and so you can play different bass lines. It's quite an amazing thing, inspired by there's a Dutch museum with musical automatons that's inspired it a little bit, and also he watched videos by somebody called Annie Music, I believe, who created 3D animations of music playing and sort of ball bearings and or marbles bouncing around, creating the music. That was quite a fascinating video. Somebody shared it on Facebook 4.5 years ago, and I watched it and I thought, oh, that's quite interesting. And I forgot about it again. Then last year, sort of around August time, I don't know, can't remember the exact date now, although I would have it in my papers somewhere if I look for it. I had an incident whereby I managed to get a concussion. So for anyone who's watching this who've had a concussion, you know what it's like. It is not a nice thing to have at all. Now, one thing that most of my viewers probably don't know about me is that I'm quite tall. I'm 6'4". I'm 194 centimeters tall. One of the hazards of being tall, especially in a country where the average height is a little bit shorter, like the UK, is that there are plenty of things you can knock your head into. And although at my height you do get rather good at ducking, because you are over a certain height, you have to duck more often, and so sometimes you duck even when you don't have to. But even though that's something I'm used to doing, sometimes it goes wrong. So one morning, just over a year ago, or 15 months ago, I was on my way to work. I put on my shoes, which gives me a bit of extra height as well. And I was going to the conservatory of a house to make sure the door was locked. At least that's my theory. I think that's what I was going there for. And normally when I go into the conservatory, I step over the threshold. I don't step on the threshold of the conservatory door because it is quite a tall threshold. And also if you step on it when you're wearing socks or barefoot, it's actually quite uncomfortable. It's quite an uncomfortable threshold. But I was wearing shoes, so you don't feel the threshold, and then I just stepped on it, And one thing I didn't realize, of course, because I've never done that before, is that the height of the door frame from the threshold to the top is less than my height. So I was working really fast, stepped on the threshold, I was moving forward, and of course, when you're moving forward, your body lifts up, and my head smashed into the upper part of the door frame. It was ascending into it, really. And one thing that I think actually made it worse is that the door frame is not made of any hard material. It's made of aluminium and plastic. So it gives a little bit. But the problem of it giving a little bit is that you actually get more energy moving into it, because a hard door frame, I mean, if it was metal or concrete, you just bump into it and instantly you recoil because it's instant. In this case, you actually have a little bit of time lag from you start bumping into it until your body and your reflexes register that you bumped into something, and so you actually get more energy moving into the door frame. So that's quite dangerous. So I didn't black out or anything. I was okay. It was painful. Made sure I didn't bleed anywhere. I completely forgot what I went into the conservatory to do. I'm not sure if I checked if the door was locked or anything, but I was late for work. I had to go to work, so I went to work and I walked to work, and I was fine. Later in the day, I started getting a little bit of a headache, just a tiny bit, nothing to be worried about really, and I felt a little bit tired. So yeah, that's all right. It's not unusual if I work in the mornings to feel a little bit tired. I went home, had a good night's sleep, woke up the next morning, felt a bit tired. Not unusual again. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I didn't sleep as well as I thought. And then as I was walking to work the next day, I was starting to feel as if I hadn't slept at all the night before. And I was getting really tired, and I was very tired all the day at work. Still managed to work. And the same thing the next day. I went to work again, and I was feeling even more tired. And I thought, yeah, no, this can't go on like this. I have to call in sick now. So which I probably should have done right away, by the way. So, because what had happened is I got a concussion, which never happened to me before. I mean, I've bumped my head umpteen times, but I never got a concussion. So I was off sick for an entire 4.5 weeks, actually, or it took 4.5 weeks from I bumped my head until I was feeling well again, because not only did I get a concussion, I got what's known as a post-concussion syndrome, which basically means that the effects of the concussion just keep going and going and going, and it doesn't feel like it's getting any better. It's a little bit like walking around being drunk all the time, except your mind is clear, and of course it doesn't slur your speech or anything, and you don't get any other positive effects of having drunk anything, but you just feel that slight fuzziness, and it's hard to concentrate, it's hard to focus on something with your eyes, that sort of effect. So I had that for several weeks. And one of the things that happen if you go to your doctor and you have a concussion, and you have any other symptoms of a concussion, what they will tell you right away, or what they should tell you right away, is stay home for 2 weeks, do not work, do not read, do not watch TV, do not use your computer, preferably don't think. Yeah. That's because the brain just needs to rest and repair itself. If you try to strain it in any way, it can actually cause more damage, or it's certainly is a little bit risky, and recovery will take so much longer. And during those weeks when I had my post-concussion syndrome, I was definitely feeling as if from one day to the next, that I was not getting better at all, which is quite a disheartening feeling. Now, yeah, I did just say you're not supposed to read or watch TV or anything like that, but I had to do something, because I would have got bored if I couldn't do anything at all, especially not thinking. So one thing I did take to was watching YouTube videos. But there's lots of stuff on YouTube I could never watch when I had a concussion. So the one thing I just happened to find that actually was possible for me to watch was the Wintergatan Wednesdays, which is the video series where once a week Martin, who made the first marble machine, is making a new marble machine, because the first one was very unreliable and he had to make one that with the intention of getting the reliability that meant he could take it on tour around the world and play consistently on stage every night for a few hours with it, and it wouldn't fail. The first one couldn't get through a single song without some failures. So this was quite a long project. He'd been doing it for the last 2 years, I think, by the time I started watching it. And I watched every single episode up to the current time when I had my concussion. That's one of the only things I could do that didn't do my head in, was actually to watch the making of the Marble Machine X, the next generation marble machine, which I really recommend watching, by the way. If you haven't watched it already, give it a look. I'll put the link down in the description as well. Marble Machine X, brilliant videos, well produced. He's quite a sympathetic guy, Martin, so it's quite nice to watch. He's got lots of good ideas. It's engineering, it's art, it's music. It's all that stuff that you like. A lot of it is quite downbeat and relaxed as well. The pacing is quite nice, although it is taking him quite a while to make the new one. And a few months ago, I actually joined him on Patreon. I'm a patron of his now, which I think is a good thing. It's not like he needs another one, but I just thought it's given me so much to watch the videos, and it was the only thing I could do when I had a concussion. So I thought, yeah, I'll give a little bit back. So if you're a patron of Wintergatan, one thing you do get, but not very often, is emails from Patreon about special things happening, and there are hardly any, of course. One of the main things that will happen in the future is, I guess, that everyone who's a patron will get first dibs on concert tickets, for instance. But a few weeks ago, he published sheet music for the first time with the Wintergatan songs, and they were limited edition printed copies, and I got the email and I looked it up and I thought, oh, there's some left of the limited edition copy in the hardback, and I thought, yeah, let's get that. Support the channel a bit more and support the work of Martin to make the Marble Machine X. So that's what I got today after that long spiel. Here it is. I'll unpack it now. I don't want to spend too long. So I got the hardback version, which is limited edition of 200 copies, and signed by Martin himself. So there we are. Let's get the cardboard out of the way there. So this is it. This is the Wintergatan sheet music collection. Nice cover. I suppose that is Martin now playing the piano. Very nice artwork. And let's have a little look inside as well, see what it's like. So we got... Now, we don't know all their songs yet. I suppose I should listen to... I think there's a concert available on YouTube as well. So here we are. It is signed here by Martin. In a nice black pen. This is copy 89 of 200. And here we got the list of contents, nice pictures, sommarfågel, which means butterfly in Swedish. We've got some nice artwork, and the rocket. Well, I suppose the artwork is quite sitting there thinking about flying to the moon with this rocket there. Let's see, another one, space themed one. What's this? Valentine, I don't know that one. And then it's frisbee golf. That's one of his hobbies, actually, one of Martin's hobbies. So you got a song called Slottsskogen Disc Golf Club. So that's Castle Forest Frisbee Golf Club. Something about bicycles here, it looks like. Biking is better, yeah, I suppose. It's a nice little house there. Westernberg, I suppose that's a place name. I don't know the place. Oh, typewriter. I like typewriters. Star Machine 2000. I suppose it's not just a typewriter, it's creates stars or something. And this is quite fun too. This is something I think he did before the Marble Machine. He was playing around with these music boxes that you can get, and you can get a sort of a strip of paper, and you can punch holes in it, and those holes decide when and which note is playing. So, and he did different sort of ways of automating it as well. All was well, yeah. That's a very nice picture there. Paradis, which means paradise, obviously. I really need to listen to this music before I play it, of course. The thing is, as much as I like playing, I can read sheet music and I can play it with a recorder, but the thing is, if I haven't heard a melody and I try to play it, it's very hard for me to get the rhythm right. My sense of tempo isn't the greatest. So, Tornado. I suppose that's the tornado there, created by the bicycle. Oh, that's the Marble Machine X. That's the new version there. In one of the earlier models. Of course, it has changed a bit now because he's been the last few weeks has been redoing a lot of stuff here with the gates that drop the marbles down. So a lot of things have changed up there, but the general look of it is still the same. Oh, this is the Marble Machine song, of course, of viral YouTube fame. So I'm definitely going to try playing this one of these days. Marble Machine piano version, very nice. And that is actually about it, yeah. Cover and illustrations by Jeannie Weinstein. That's very good artwork, I must say, very nice. So yeah. Very nice book, I must say, and nice sort of collectible as well, I guess, but for me it's I want to support Wintergatan and Martin, and I wouldn't mind playing some of the music as well, just for fun and just to enjoy it, because it's all about sharing and having fun and enjoyment in life, isn't it? So and apparently all his music now is available for licensing as well for free, because he doesn't have to charge for it anymore, which is a good thing. So we get that open source. Everything is available creatively to everyone kind of philosophy, which is all nice and well. Of course, you still have to make a living from it. In his case, of course, he makes enough now from patrons on Patreon and members on YouTube. He doesn't have to do anything to make money, but he just keeps giving of what he has and what he's making. So that's quite a nice sentiment, I think, and nice philosophy. So yeah, Wintergatan, that's hardback sheet music book, one of 200 limited edition prints made. I don't know if this is going to be widely available probably as a hardback book, but without a limited edition, signed edition, presumably as well at some point. So yeah. That's my unboxing for the day, and also a little bit about other things. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, which is a little bit more akin to a vlog, I guess, than my usual videos, and then please like, share, comment, subscribe, all those things. And I do recommend that you check out Wintergatan and the Marble Machine on YouTube. Quite a fascinating story and quite a fascinating machine, and just following along and seeing how it is made and remade every now and again is quite a nice thing to do. I think it's one of my sort of weekly things I watch on I like calling it watching TV, because this is what TV is now. TV is whatever you watch of video content, whether it's YouTube or Netflix or actual TV, or on-demand TV. So when I watch YouTube, I call it watching TV. So yeah, so I watch Wintergatan on TV every Wednesday, and I recommend you do the same. So yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye for now. Bye bye.